Welcome back, students. As in the last video, we talk about the, autotrophic mode of nutrition. But here, something new for you, that is heterotrophic mode of nutrition. Have a think about it. What do you mean by heterotrophic? As we are also heterotrophic or not? We are dependent on who? The green plants. And many of us are differentiated into two groups. One are vegetarian and another one is non-vegetarian. Do you know the difference between the vegetarian and the non-vegetarian? Yes, the vegetarian, those who are dependent on only the green plants, the organic food. And the non-vegetarian are those are dependent on, they are dependent on animal food also. Some of you are fond of eating meat, but that is not good for health, you know. Only the vegetarian food is good for health. So let me take you to the another one, that is heterotrophic. Heterotrophic mode of nutrition is, you can see over here that it consists of the two words. One is the hetero and another one is trophic. Hetero means other and trophic means nourishment. That is taking the nourishment from others. Here we have the example, not only we human beings, not only the animals, but the plants are also dependent on others. Let's see, they are differentiated into three. They are the parasitic, maybe the parasite, maybe the saprophyte, and maybe the symbiotic. I'll explain you one by one. Here in the parasite, one is the host and another one is the parasite. Need to understand what is the meaning of the host and the parasite. Host is what and what is parasite? Are you able to see on my right side the tree, the Cuscuta amar bale, and I think you all have seen when you have visited to field the tubular like structure hanging on the tree. That tubular like structure that is pale yellow in color, that does not have the chlorophyll. That is not property of photosynthesis. So they are dependent on others for the nourishment. So here what is parasite? That is the Cuscuta or amar bale, and host is this tree. Host is this tree over here, and the example I just tell you. I can ask you here, what is the parasite mode of nutrition? Here that is dependent on others for nourishment, but it is not giving harm to it. It is just like it is dependent on other for nourishment, but here one is the host and another one is the parasite, and you have to give me the example. Next one is the insectivorous plants. The name itself states insectivorous. Insectivorous plant that are dependent on insects. Now the question will come in your mind that why they are dependent on insects? Do the plants eat insects? Yes, they do. And these are also known as the partial heterotrophs. And now I think you will be a bit confused that what is meaning of the partial heterotroph. Partial heterotroph is that they are able to photosynthesize, but for few nutrients they have to depend on others, and that nutrient is the nitrogen. And for nitrogen, the plant, they have to depend on insects. They get it from insects. And I'll just going to give you the example that you can see over here. This plant is the pitcher plant and this leaf is the modified form. See, you can see over here, this is the leaf and this is then modified into a lid. Here this jug shape pitcher, and its apex, the apex is the one end. See, this is the leaf and this apex, this one end, that is modified into a lid form. This will cover when the insect goes into it. Say for example, it's a pitcher plant and the insect goes into it, the hairs that are within this pitcher, these will entangle that insect and close the lid. As it closes the lid, the digestive juices inside that pitcher will be digesting that insect, and from there it will get the nitrogen requirement. So this was all about insectivorous plant. Now I think you can explain me that what do you mean by insectivorous plants, why they are dependent on insects, and what is the definition. I think it is clear to you all? Okay, fine. And its example is pitcher plant. Insectivorous plant, can you give me any other example? Yes, anyone? No? Let me give you. That is Venus flytrap. And another one, the next one is our saprophyte. Do you know saprophyte? What it is? Saprophytes, these are the living organisms that are dependent on dead decaying matter. What do you mean by dead decaying matter? That is not living, that is keep on rotting. They have, the few organisms are there that are dependent on these. Can you give me the example? Even you are fond of eating that. Some of time you just see that in your pizza topping or maybe that soup also. Can you give me the example? No? Let me give you that. That is fungus. Here you can see that in the fungus, you can see it in the market also. You can see in the market fungus that can be sold, and this can be eaten raw, but some of the fungus are poisonous too. Nowadays in our school too, some of the poisonous fungus are growing. That is growing on the dead decaying matter. How it grows, do you know? Let me explain you. Say for example, even you can see in the jungle areas on the dead rotten wood. That wood is not living and now it has been not in functioning, that is decaying, the rotting. These are the decomposers. So they will be dependent on those, and here you can see they will keep on growing. How they will grow over there? They will just secrete a liquid and in solution form they take up their nutrient. That's why their name is saprophytes, and their mode of nutrition is known to be as saprophytic mode of nutrition. Saprophytic nutrition. So don't get confused between the saprophytic nutrition or saprophytes. That is the term that is given to it. Okay, so this was all about. Even you can see the fungus when you grow, when you keep the bread. If you anyhow you leave the bread for 2-3 days, even then you can see the green color patches on it that has been growing, and that is the fungi. The fungi is the pronunciation, and fungus. Okay, so they are the saprophytic nutrition. So how you can define it? That the mode of nutrition in which organism take in the nutrient from where? Dead and decaying matter. That is known as a heterotrophic nutrition, and such organisms are known as, such organism which are having this mode of nutrition, they are known as saprotrophs. So don't get confused, saprophytic modes of nutrition, you have to explain it, that how they are dependent on, how they are getting that nutrition, and the organisms are named as saprotrophs. And can you tell me any example at your home also where you have seen the fungi that has been grown? Even your mothers are saying sometimes, don't put hands that are dirty in the pickles. Yes, exactly, there too it get the growing. It grow in the pickles, even in the leathers during the rainy season. If you keep the leather things, or you, sometimes on the clothes also, some patchy white patches are seen over there. That is what? That is what exactly, that is also growth of fungi. So in the hot and humid weather, if I ask you in which weather you get that, in the hot humid weather, the growth of fungi took place, and it for the long time, even during the rainy season also. So these are the things that you have to remind, that in hot and humid weather as well as in the rainy season, the fungi growth take place. So the fungal spores that are generally present in the air, when they land on, what will happen? You can see over here that the plants that are grown over here and the most of the pulses, even here you can see, as my last video here, the fungal spores I am talking about, they get grow on these bread also, and during the hot and humid condition and the rain. These get grow on the wet warm things. What will happen? The spores will keep on germinating. Germination, you know, say for example when the seeds, these are the seed, and as the seed get hot humid condition and water, what will happen? It starts germinating. Okay. In the same way, these spores which are present on the fungi, these will start germinating. Okay. So this way the growth of the fungi will take place, the germination will take place, and exactly here the next term is our symbiosis. The first one we discuss about the parasitic mode, second we discuss about the saprophytic, and third is the symbiotic. Do you know the symbiotic relationship? They both are living together and they both are getting benefit from each other. That is a symbiotic relationship. Can you give me an example? One example I gave you before, that is in case of the nitrogen requirement. In that case, in the root nodules, I will draw again that in the root, here's the root nodules. Which bacteria was present over there? Yes, Mahi? Yes, exactly. That was the rhizobium bacteria. Here, and these plants are known as leguminous plants. These are leguminous plant. What is this name? Leguminous plant, and here rhizobium bacteria, they both live in symbiosis. So here leguminous plant and rhizobium bacteria live with each other like a symbiotic relationship because they both are getting benefit. Here the rhizobium will fulfill the requirements of the minerals, and in turn the legumes, in the legumes this rhizobium bacteria will get the food from the plant. So it is just like that. And any other example you know, I'll give you that. That is the lichen. Have you seen that? Most of you have not seen, but lichen, if the question comes in the exam, that what is the lichen? This is an association of fungal and the alga. Fungus and alga association is known as the lichens. The hyphae-like structures are there, and the round, these are the alga. Alga, you know very well that it has the chlorophyll pigment, and that has the property to photosynthesize. So here the food is given by the synthesized by the alga and is provided to the fungus. And fungus, how it is helping it? It is helping by absorbing the water and minerals, and that is giving to the alga. So here you can see that both are getting benefit. So this is the symbiosis where both the organisms are getting benefit from each other. So here this is another mode of nutrition or nourishment, that is named, yes, what it is called? Yes, heterotrophic. So here we can say that heterotrophic modes of nutrition are parasite, and second one was saprophytes, and thirdly the symbiosis. So these three you have to recall again, pen it down and write down the definition of all these three. We'll meet you in the next video for the next topic.